The Nastycollective podcast. Yeah, I said the Nastycollective podcast. What we talking about?
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the motherfucking Nastycollective podcast. We out here with the motherfucking gang today. That's for damn sure. We out here with some special folks, man. Some really talented people. And I want to go ahead and introduce them to y'all. And introduce them to myself a little bit too. You know, I'm trying to get put on game as well. But today we got none other than the group Tryplytz. I want to go ahead and go one by one, you know, let you guys introduce yourselves one by one, and then we'll go ahead and discuss the group, you know what I mean? So right on the end over there, we got TJ5. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks out here a little bit.
I'm TJ5, TJF1GH. I'm just a local blind rapper from Sioux City, Iowa, holding it down, you know. Been doing this for about 7-8 years, somewhere in there, you know, still doing it, and these are my homies, and we are Tryplytz, so that's the story.
All right. So then we're going to go ahead and keep going down the line. Warren Peace, up next. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks out here.
Hi, y'all doing? My name is Warren Peace. Happy to be here. My rap thing has been going on since like 2006, 4. So I get the math, 20 years, I'd say almost.
Definitely been putting in the work, huh? Like, you know, it's been a minute, 20 years is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm getting close. I'd say, like, I think we're at 17 right now.
Damn.
I'd say my very first song was 2004. So, yeah, but that was like I wouldn't count that was on a computer mic type thing. But like when I actually started putting stuff out, it was like 2016, 15. So, you know, I've been doing it for a little bit.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. And then last but not least, man, we got C-No Banking in the building.
What it do? C-No Banking, yours truly. What's good with y'all? Sioux City and worldwide, what's good?
Hey, and today, you know, we got all three of y'all here because we got the group together, the Tryplytz. Can y'all tell me a little bit about, like, how even Tryplytz started? You know, get me on game a little bit there.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to start off.
I mean...
So I threw a show at Whiskey Dick's one year, a long time ago, and when I first started rapping, and actually I think I might have booked both of y'all, if I remember right, but afterwards I talked to Warren, and I was like, hey man, you know, you killed that shit, and he goes, thanks man, you should slide through and we should do a track. I'm like, I want to do a track, let's get it, man. So I slid over to his house, I brought my whole piano, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played a little piano. So I bring this old piano over, you know, load it up in this old Monte Carlo, and slide over his house, and I'm like, dun, 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 dun. He goes, what the hell is that? And I go, that's a beat right there. And he goes, all right, well, okay. And lo and behold, we had Sioux City Superstars, the instrumental.
It was like, let someone flow, like, I got this beat, man.
Yeah. Whoop that shit. Yeah. Yeah, so I recorded my verse, Mario recorded his verse, and then I was like, so what do we do for the chorus? And he goes, well, that dude C-No, you know, he be singing like that, and he can come up like just choruses on the spot. Yeah. I was like, okay.
This is on that dude.
Yeah, that dude C-No. So, and so C-No slid through, and he laid down a chorus, and next thing you know, we got our first track. And that was just a track on my album at the time, and I was like, Mario, we should like talk to C-No and make this like a thing. Yeah. He goes, hell yeah. Well, what are you gonna call him? We threw up. How many names you guys think?
Oh man, you fast forward quite a bit.
Oh man,
but
let me jump back.
No, you're good. So yeah, it was a little time that passed.
That's true. That's true.
Actually, kind of went ahead and got it started getting it together.
Okay, hold on. Let me back up. Yeah. So Mario sent me a different beat, and he goes, "Yo, you want to jump on this?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So we did it again. Mario made the beat this time. I laid down a verse. Mario laid down a verse. I think Mario already had his verse, and then he threw it to me. I threw down my verse, and then we threw it to C-No again. And then that's kind of where the whole maybe we should be a thing.
Yeah, it ended up becoming like a group chat.
Yeah.
Or something. And I think it was a group chat before it became the Tryplytz.
Yes.
Right? So we were already. Yeah, it was Superstar. So the whole thing was based around that song. and in which he did a video too and everything, and that's on the page. If you go on the page, you see there's a cartoon picture of us for the video. It's like we look like superheroes. Yeah, it was a cool little music video. How long? What year was it?
2018 or 19. Superstars.
The city needed saving. Yeah, they needed saving. He said just came through the site. It was superstar shit.
In being a group and making music as a group, what are some of the benefits and downsides to that? You know, because you guys are kind of used to making music on your own as well, you know? So I'll leave the question up to you, Warren. Go ahead and give us a little bit of an answer there.
The downside. I'll start with the downside.
Cool.
The downside is we are 3 grown-ass men dealing with our families and taking care of business and handling shit.
Yep.
And, you know, all the intricacies that go into that.
Yeah.
The music thing is awesome that we're able to do that, but the downside is that sometimes it's hard on the communication aspect. Sometimes I might miss messages and shit, and there might be some shit going on, you know, or, you know.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I might say that might be the only downside, but that's a work in progress. This thing is literally happening before us too, you know,
right.
Like in real time, you know, the whole group thing, the name kind of coming out like quicker than we really expected it to, like that.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, but that's the only downside I would say. The positives, I mean, need I say, you got C-Note,
Right.
you got TJ, you got War and Peace. We make all of our own beats, you know. We're recording it on our own equipment, you know. And I think that we got a lot of fire, and I'm excited about the shit that we're gonna be putting out. I'm here to have fun, and I think the music is dope, and the future music coming is dope too. They will see. We got a song coming out, and everything, and all that.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
they will see. We got a lot of stuff planned. So
you know, I'm gonna alley-oop it to you here. Tell me something about the group, man, that you really fuck with, that, you know, as far as the music goes and everything.
Right. I feel like, I mean, as you can see, we different individuals, and our sounds are different. Our the way we approach everything is different. The way that we even act is different. But at the end of the day, when all 3 of us gets on a track or gets ready to do some music or take care of some business, it's just like, it just all comes together. And different things that we bring to it is what makes it exciting, what makes it fun, what makes it street, what makes it fucking hip. You know what I mean? It just goes on and on. You're just getting fucking just shit coming from every direction. So you ain't got no time to get bored. Yeah. You know, like it's just a good time all the time. Just kicking it. That's some of the times when we come up with our best shit, is just kicking it. Like spitballing ideas, or just not even trying to think of something, you know what I mean?
Almost like playing off each other as well. And,
right.
Yeah.
Then you just say something stupid, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, that actually sounds fucking good. And then you run it up, you know?
sir.
For TJ, one question I would have for you, to switch it up a little bit, do you get any validation as far as your music goes when you're recording right now with the group, compared to when you're by yourself? Like when you're by yourself, you're kind of playing off of your own ears or the producer that's producing the song. When it comes to a group, are you getting like feedback onto like your verse or anything like that? Or do you feel like, I'm gonna go harder this time because there's 2 other guys here, you know?
So yeah, that's an amazing question, because I tell you what, Sino has, I swear to God, I'll tell anyone, it's like the best male vocalist for like singing and stuff. And so yeah, I put that on everything. Mario, the greatest multi-rapper in Siouxland, and he has like a great rap voice too, you know, and both of them just can like kill it on a mic, step up to a mic and just do their thing. Freestyling, they're both dope at it. So I tell you what, every time I step into the booth, and I got something to prove my damn self, because like they're so damn dope. And it's like, I got to step it up every time. Like, I feel that way for real. Like, they're just so dope. Like I'm not like bullshit either. Like, they are really, really amazing. Like,
Is he gassing?
No, for real. I'm not. No.
You already know that. It's all love.
I feel like honored and blessed at the same time to be able to like work with them. So it's cool as fuck, like, to say, hey, I'm part of Tryplytz. You know what I mean? So,
likewise, bro.
Yeah, that's good that you have like a humble experience from, you know, for sure, kicking it with the guys.
Absolutely. And, you know, I've learned a lot from both of them. Like, seeing Sino just like singing and rapping, Like, and it's like, man, I saw the way he layered. He's singing one way, and then he takes it, and then we'll sing it a totally different way for harmony in the background. I'm like, dang, I gotta do that for my own music. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then Mario, I've learned a lot from Mario. Like, I used to go over to his house, like I said, take my piano over to his crib, and see the way he make beats, and like that taught me so much on making beats. I learned a lot from him on just recording side too, like how he does it and like how he's like mixing and stuff. And it's like it actually gave me a better like producing side even, as well as like rapping, you know. But, so yeah, I tell you what, it's
appreciate that, man.
Makes it easy to go to work.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's good that you're able to learn, you know, just, you know, being able to kind of learn from other people and stuff, and
Definitely.
bouncing ideas around and stuff. But,
Definitely.
Yeah.
because that's how it started.
TJ, you talk about having to almost like prove yourself to the group, trying to like level yourself up and show like, hey, I deserve to be with y'all, you know? Going off of that feeling and emotion, do you guys feel that as a group almost like, hey, I'm going to prove something to like the world almost, as because, you know, Tryplytz is relatively new. Is there still that demand to prove yourself, or is it how like Warren said a little more, where it's just the art of the music that you're focusing on? What would y'all say?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both, you know, like you obviously want to come and bring something different to the table, you know what I mean? You definitely don't want to come up and be coming up short. And then at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I know they about to come with something fresh and funky. I mean, the beats that TJ are dropping on us, I'm talking about this dude played me 40 beats and I'm like coming up with the hook on 30 of them. You know what I mean? Like, not even like, give me a minute, let me think of something. No, I had a hook before the song was over and it was usable and we could repeat it and we could just run it. So, I mean, like, the beats are coming crazy from that side. And Warren Peace does the same thing. He's sitting on some shit and we're just going through, ciphering through beats, man. And yeah, they, like I said, they make it easy for me to want to do my job because I don't make beats. So when they fucking send something to me, it tells you right there if I can fuck with it right away. Because if I hear a hook to it, it'll work. It's a wrap. Let's just record that shit.
Yeah, and it almost sounds like there's little different aspects in each one of you that benefit, that get that spot filled from each other, you know, like get a little benefits from each other to fill up that section. Because like Cino, you're already like on your shit, like you say, like you can come up with it pretty quick, but the fact that you have that nice beat to do it on makes it worth the whole while.
Makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
And speaking a little bit about proving something, you guys are, you know, we're about to talk into one of the big subjects here. You guys are gonna perform at Saturday in the Park. Fucking lit it. Fucking dope as shit. So tell me a little bit about what you guys are feeling going into that experience, going into the, you know, the emotions going into getting ready to perform for Saturday in the Park there.
I will say that when I first heard the news, it was excitement mixed with anxiety because I haven't been too much on the show circuit the last few years. Little sprinkles here and there, you know, but and same with putting out music. So I think at first that's what I felt initially, and then it became like, damn, this is an opportunity to perform for my city, and I felt like that is an honor, and I was like, you know, hell yeah, let's do it. Like there's nothing to, let's do it. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure what songs we're gonna do. Whatever, you know, whatever is thrown at us, we'll handle it.
Yeah.
And that we've been, I feel like we've been handling it pretty good so far. You know. Yeah. The rehearsals have been going good, and I'm pretty excited. So
Triple lit.
Yes, sir.
Having the anxiety that you're talking about with the group when you heard the news of performing in Saturday in the Park, and doing all these rehearsals, is it the rehearsals that's helping you get ready for the mindset of, all right, I'm going to perform at Saturday in the Park, or is it something else that you're doing besides that to get yourself a little more prepared for that position?
Okay. The rehearsals is what has helped me, and rehearsing in my free time. I just want to give the best performance possible. I feel like people, personally, I definitely, I I hold these guys in a high regard, and I know they hold all of us in people hold us in a high regard, and I want to be able to deliver to my best abilities, and to get over that anxiety, I had to make sure I take care of the issue that's causing that, which was unpreparedness. Just like, damn, it's a month away. Like, we're, you know. So once the word started coming back to me, and we started rehearsing more, and like I said, in my car when I'm driving, the pieces come back to you, you know, the words and all that. And once that happened, the anxiety did get alleviated. So that was really pretty much it. I feel like once we did our rehearsal sets, because we had a few, and we had fun, we had a good time. We were really just hanging out. It's like a hangout session too, you know, just sipping some beers and shit. Yeah. So we do that, and the words start coming together. And at first, man, it was horrible. I'm like spacing off, not even knowing like fucking 4 bars, and then TJ's just laughing his ass off, like, damn. And like, I was a little worried about myself personally, but after some time of rehearsing, like I said, the words came to me, and I felt a lot better about it.
Let me interject a little bit on that, and TJ, you can go too if you want. But yeah, another thing too, real quick, I want to shout out Filthy at BI's, because that's another game that's helping us. Yes, because we're gonna do a little show there Friday. I don't know when we're releasing this, but we're doing a little show there Friday, just kind of get into the mood. He got a stage in there so we can perform, so it's not like we're just sitting at home in the goddamn living room. You know what I mean? So we're getting dress rehearsals in on the stage, and I know that's helping Tank War and Peace out too, just as much. But that as you know what I mean, as the rehearsals, because we gotta actually stand up, do it like it's a real thing. And then we got a dress rehearsal, man. And, you know, we professionals at the end of the day. We always rock our sets out. Don't make very many mistakes when it comes to that. You know what I mean? But this is just another way that all 3 of us can get used to being on the same stage and spitting hot fire. You know what I mean? CJ, what you think?
I agree with that 100% because it's better, man.
Yeah. Because when you think about like some of the greats, specifically Mike Tyson, he has stated that before every fight he gets nervous, and if he doesn't feel nervous, he's kind of worried a little bit, you know. So, you know, that anxiety is kind of something that pushes you to do even better than what you thought you could, you know. So it's always good to feel a little nervous, because that's how you know you're really passionate about what you're doing. Because if you're stagnant, if you're still, then shit, maybe it's not what you should be doing, you know. But you know, I want to discuss a little bit of y'all individually as well, because you know we do have these shows, like you said, Friday at Bia's. We're also gonna do. But let's start from TJ over there. I want to just hear a little quick summary of how you guys started in music in the first place, because I know you guys have all your individual stories. So I just want to hear, like, without rushing it too much, just give me a quick cap of what made you even start making music in the first place there.
Oh man, it's a story. Okay, so I first went blind at the age of 18, and you know, I didn't know where I was going in life. I had my life all planned out up until 18, and you know, life took a different turn. Sometimes shit goes left, and it went left as fuck. So I'm trying to figure out how to, you know, take back control of my life and reel it back in. And I'm like, I don't know where to go being blind. So I decided to go to our department for the blind in Des Moines. So I go there, and don't know anybody there, kind of struggling a little bit. So I decided to take a megabus from Des Moines, Iowa to Omaha and see Doomtree, and from Minneapolis. And they had a dude opening Steady P, shout out Steady P. And talked to him. He actually lost his voice on stage. Man, that's really cool, you know? Yeah. And you still performed anyways without voice, you know? So I followed him on social medias and stuff, went back home, and he was actually playing Des Moines like that week or two after that. I can't remember what it was, somewhere in there. And so I go to the venue, and they want me in because it's 21. You're my merch guy. I go, I am? He goes, yeah, you're my merch guy. So I am, you know? Yeah. So I go on with them, didn't sell merch, but, you know, I kicked it with them and watched him actually, you know, perform with the boys. And it was really cool. Hung out with him for a long time. Started going to more local shows at that point too, back in Sioux City when they had shows here. Protege and Gateway Drug were the first rappers I ever met. So I decided to be a promoter, not a rapper. Mm-hmm. And I threw a show I didn't know where to do it. I threw it at the convention center. And I booked Rev and a couple guys from Indie Ground, which study peons, IG, and booked them there. Not that many people showed up. You know, I spent a lot of money on the show. Whatever happens, you know. I learned a lot from it, and had a great time. Met Rev. That's, you know, that was our history there.
Shout out Rev.
Yeah, shout out Rev. Big shout out Rev.
Mm-hmm.
And had an after party at my house, and they're like, you should start rapping. Rev and Indie Ground was like, you should start rapping. So I'll do it. Shout out Far Out. He was one of the guys that was there, you know, and Down Chronicles. Shout out Down Chronicles. And I started rapping, and I didn't know where to go. I recorded several times one project, couldn't get it out. Recorded several different places, just never came to. So it's about a year of like me trying to get these songs recorded. Rev's like, just come through. So I went over to his house, recorded with him, put it out, was off that, you know what I mean? Because I'm on to the next stuff, and then drop work for it like the same day. And, you know, that turned out pretty solid. I thought I recorded that with Paul Jones, and the rest is kind of just recording music and kept on going, you know. I started music even before that, not rap though. That's when I started rapping. Second grade, I started piano. Fourth grade, started saxophone. And then 7th, 8th grade, started playing around with drums. And so that's basically my music journey in a nutshell.
You know, two things off of what you just said there is, one thing I notice is when artist has a background in instruments before they do anything else, you can really see like how much time and dedication they have to like their raps, and how much time and dedication they have to their music in general. Because I just feel like there's something about instruments when you learn how to play those so early on in your life. It's just like it paves a pathway for your life there.
Definitely.
You know, I'm seeing my niece over here playing on a little piano, and she's getting kind of like the method of like pressing buttons down on these pianos. She saw like a grand piano in person, and she went right to it, started pressing onto the piano. It was like it's just like wow, you know, like just great things. Shout out the niece, but another thing I wanted to say is that show you threw. You said it didn't go the way you expected it as far as like financial wise or like people showing up. I should say not financial wise, but one thing I want to ask off of that is because I've thrown my own show as well, and I you know still want to eventually, and still looking for advice from people. So when you say that show didn't get as much people as you thought it would, what do you think you could have done differently to get more of an audience there if you were to do it now?
I just started Facebook at that time. I had no Facebook friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me drink tickets, you know, and drink tickets I gave them to a lot of people. But here's the thing, man. It went left real quick because the bartender that was working that night started drinking on the tickets. And I remember he, a rep saw this too. The bartender took his shirt off and decided to come up and start partying instead of so they
He took a shot.
yeah, shout out convention center, you know, they wiped the bill clean because I know that thing was expensive, but they took care of that for me. But
I was gonna say that's a pretty like high end kind of like area to be doing a show at too, you know. You would think at least. That's the first time I ever heard a bartender taking his shirt off.
Yeah, you had a good time, man.
Hey, shout out that bartender.
He thought the party was lit.
Probably ended your best life right now.
And you know, just building the following. You know, you know, booking more people. I only booked like 3 people at that point, and it was a very small show. I didn't know how to do it, you know, knowing how to actually book it, promoting the flyer, where to put the flyers, how to promote the flyers, social media, presence. I think just really all built it up, and I think we're definitely came a long way from where we were.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if it's your first one, I mean, you gotta expect to have some setbacks, no matter, like, we've all had those, for sure, regardless of where we're at or where we was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta, to get the people on the other side, you gotta show them something.
Definitely.
So, you know what I mean? You can't really expect people to just take your word right away. So, yeah, it's part of the process right there.
Take your word, show up, and pay you.
Yeah, and all that. Think your bartender ain't gonna get butt naked and stop working.
That was one hell of a thing for that, you know, for it happening to you. But so Warren, what about yourself? Let's talk about a little bit of your origin story here of how you got into music in the first place.
The
it's interesting you brought up the band thing, because I probably wouldn't have even thought of that. But when I was in 4th grade, we were able to play instruments, pick an instrument.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to pick at the time. I wanted to play saxophone, but all that was like taken up because I always thought the saxophone sounded real cool and smooth.
Yeah.
But I ended up doing the trumpet, and I got pretty good at it. My pops actually, he's like, "Are you sure you want to do this? If you really truly want to do this, then I'll get a trumpet for you and take this serious. But you gotta actually rehearse." And that was the whole thing too. So it was an interesting dynamic, because that's not something as a kid that I would think I would ever like be able to get into. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never was like thought about playing music or anything. But once I learned the notes and learned how to read notes, which that's probably like not there anymore. I can still like see the notes and stuff. Like,
Right.
But anyways, I ended up joining a jazz band too, like in middle school, and I got pretty good at it. I was like first seat for a few pieces that we did, which is first seat is where you have the piece that's a little more, I would say, difficult, or I don't know, or maybe the main one. But I think it's because the rehearsing is what got me there. You know, the rehearsing, and eventually I gave that up. Come high school, I was like, all right, I'm good on that.
Amen.
Yeah, and they were trying to switch me to a different instrument, and they're like, all right, we want you to play tuba now. I don't know. I know I'm a big dude and all that, but like I'm like, you got me marching out here. Like trumpet's already bad enough, and then with the fucking tuba.
It kind of does put it in different perspective when you watch them marching and everything.
Oh yeah,
I feel bad for the tuba guy for sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, shout out to the tuba guy. They were trying to do a Lion King thing or whatever. That was for my sophomore year, and I was thinking, nah, this ain't it. I don't know. I made a decision to give that up. But
yeah,
during that time, I was getting into rap, listening to different rappers and stuff. And I'd say 12 years old, I started like really getting into rap. But I decided I wanted to start rapping. My friend told me about this website called letsbeef.com that he read about in a Double XL magazine. So I made an account on there. It's a battle website. They got text and audio, and then they have the cipher stuff. It was a lot more popping back then. That was about 2006, 2004, 5, 6, 7. Like those were years where there was like tons of people on there. I know there was a big name on there. I'm pretty sure there was a big name on there. I think he ended up being on Wild and Out. I can't even think of his name right now. But
Nick Cannon.
So a lot of people like battled on there and stuff, and me, I was like new to even trying to write music, so I was understanding the concept of dissing people and, you know, all this and that. So I was an 8 Mile too was like, you know, had came out, but I was more interested in the text battle aspect, because I seen that people when they read the text and what they did with the multi thing, like what he said, when you write more than one syllable, they would capitalize the multis in the text while you're reading it, and they would put quotations when you're spitting a metaphor or a punchline. And if you were a rap head, you understood that, you know.
Yeah.
So when you would go battle somebody, it would be either 8 bars or 16 bars, and some people would do 32 bars. I usually stuck with the 8 bars or the 16s here and there, but I did a lot of battles on there. If you go on there, you'll see War and Peace on there still. Oh yeah, did a lot of battles, lost shitload of battles, and it's just text battles too.
Yeah, you were like, oh, this motherfucker.
Yeah. I was just like, I thought it was fun, you know.
No, yeah,
it was like I was just listening to music. It was like a little hobby thing I was picking up, and I started getting good at it. Started getting good at just like, I don't know, coming up with metaphors and punchlines and all that. And plus, I picked up a little things. I didn't do that well in high school, but I picked up on some of the stuff in language arts and all that.
Right.
So I kind of understood that part, and I got really good at it. And I did build somewhat of a reputation on there. on that website. I am in the Hall of Fame on there. They got like a whole Hall of Fame forum on that website. So they have like just people recognized for different things. And I put songs on there too. Some of my first songs are on there from back then. They're all right, but they're like
right. Looking back,
they're rough. They're really rough. You know what I'm saying? But people still liked it back then. And fast forward real quick, I met up with Johnny Smalls, rest in peace. I got introduced to him by Jesse Rezavi, rest in peace. And Johnny Smalls really liked the stuff that I was coming out with. I was more making dark type of music, I guess, at the time. My influences was like Jedi Mind Trick type stuff and like Eminem. I liked a little bit of Cannabis, but I just liked the lyrical stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, I learned a lot too from music with him, from producing. He made all his own beats. And I'm like, damn, you can do all this from a computer program? Mm-hmm. Like, a computer program? Like, he showed me the keyboard and all that. He's like, yeah. He started like coming up with notes, and he had his keyboard set up, and he's playing all these different melodies. And I was like, damn, it's like, maybe I can do that too, you know? Mm-hmm. So I ended up copying a program. I think it was called Kinetic Cakewalk or something. And I started coming up with my own melodies, and I got in the show. I get there's a lot. You know? So I mean, I got introduced to TRO, which is my family. It's a group of rappers, local rappers out of Sioux City.
Shout out.
Yep, shout out TRO. Reckless Outsiders tattooed on my arm.
Hey.
That was the first group that I was in, actually. And the first show that I had gotten booked, I think it was Justin that had hit me up. Justin Winfrey, goes by Biggs. So my first show that I got when I started my rapping thing was in 2009. I was 19 years old. Justin Winfrey, known as Biggs, shout out. He liked the music that me and TRO was putting out. I was new to their group. They were already pretty well known at the time because their CDs were being passed. I remember their CDs being passed around when I was in high school. So when I actually got to hang out with them and become like a family with them and stuff, it definitely grew from there. I got the first show. It was 2009. It was at Meet Virginia. It was a coffee shop. At first, I was nice. Yeah, I was like, dang, my shit's pretty vulgar. All of our shit's pretty vulgar. It's pretty rough around the edges, you know. And but Justin said, don't worry about it. Just do your thing, you know. And the show was a pretty good turnout. A lot of people there. It was fun, and I was 19. Yeah, I was pretty faded. You know, it was my first time performing, and I did pretty well. But I learned, fast forward, and I learned not to really get too faded. You know, but
yeah,
but it was fun. You know, and from there we had a lot more shows going on, and I'd say and I'm also dealing with other stuff too. Like at the time I was in trouble with the law and stuff, so I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted. But we got shows done here and there, and we definitely started coming out with unique songs, I guess. And I feel like we made a pretty well, they already, like I said, they made a name, but I feel like it was more of a newer age because I was with my boy Kiko. And Kiko, he was a younger guy too. And some of the older guys in the group weren't really rapping as much anymore. So we kind of like started putting our music out. And we had Mr. Atrocious on there, Osiris. There was a few that weren't able to be on the songs, but it was a very good fun time. And I don't know, I ended up moving out of Sioux City, and I didn't do much music. I started like putting music out here and there. I moved out of Sioux City, I'd say like 2012, as soon as I got off of Papers. So during that time from 2009 to 2012, it was mostly music and shows and just having fun and dealing with being on probation and all that.
Yeah.
I ended up moving to Denver, and I lived out there for a good while. I did one show out there.
Nice.
My worst performance ever.
Oh, man.
It was probably one of the biggest crowds I ever performed in front of.
Wow. Like
So-
you would say your worst performance,
Yeah.
the biggest crowd.
Yeah, there was. I'm sure there's some footage out there somewhere. Somebody,
World Star?
bro.
Yeah.
It was horrible. But
Wow.
well, somebody had seen me on MySpace because I had changed my location to Denver. They checked the music out. They're like, hey, there's this. I can't remember what the name of the place. I think it was the Roxy. I don't know,
Roxy?
something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And they said, hey, we have this show. You just sell these tickets, and like your music. And that was that. I'm like, oh shit, like cool. And it was really just me out there with some family. So I didn't really have any friends out there or nothing. I did sell like 18 or 19 tickets.
Wow.
So I did do well, but I learned from that moment about preparing.
Yeah.
Because I was too cocky, I think, that like shit. I remember this, so I can do this, this and that. I didn't rehearse until the night of the show. So it was actually at that time I was my cousin had moved over and I was hanging out with them. And anyways, I rehearsed one time, bro. I rehearsed one time, and when I performed on stage, my voice had given out on me, and I think the second song in, my voice got like completely squeaky. It was ridiculous.
Oh, no.
And the most pitiful part was that I continued and
I don't think that's the most pitiful part, bro.
well, I squeaked my whole way through like a violin, bro. Like for a good like 15 minutes, bro. Each song, it was brutal.
Yeah.
It was brutal. I had somebody during my performance walk up and hand me water.
No.
Hand me water, bro. And
Look it out.
And my sister my sister lived out there. She had her friends. She had her friends that came out to see me.
Baddies too, huh? Man, the sister.
I was like, damn, I'm gonna show them what war peace is about. Nope. No, it was a very humbling experience. I did get respect from the people there.
yeah.
Nobody was like shit on me.
Right.
Like people was buying me drinks and water.
Yeah, man.
But
No.
yeah, I learned from that. Several times actually. But that was like the main turning point in my life. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So anyways, I did one show in Denver. I ended up moving to Omaha. Started doing more music with Kiko because he ended up moving to Omaha there. Did more music. Put out videos. That's when I started seeing videos being put out. I saw that, damn, all you gotta do is get a camera, some cutting, some color grading. So I don't know how to do all that shit, but if I can get somebody to,
Yeah.
So we ended up having DJ Vito. Shout out DJ Vito. He's doing big shit right now.
Hey, don't forget about us.
Don't forget.
We're still here.
Yeah, so he actually shot our first music video.
Nice.
Official video. We did 3 videos with him. Well, 2 group videos, TRO videos, and then Kiko did a solo video. And then fast forward again, I moved back to Sioux City. Got a girlfriend, got found love, all that good stuff,
Right.
Have family, started grinding out here. I didn't want to move back to Sioux City. I moved back to Sioux City 2015 or 16, around there.
Yeah.
And that's when I seen, TJ and Sino, they've been out here just fucking doing their thing. I'm like, because honestly, when I was out there, I wasn't paying. I'm not on the social media like that, so I wasn't aware of what's all going on in Sioux City. I'm in Denver doing my own shit,
Yeah.
trying to figure out how I'm doing my life,
Yeah.
But started doing some shows. TJ reached out to me right away, and I was like, hey, he probably knows the specifics on the shows the first show you reached out for me for and stuff, but. Yeah, Whiskey did. Since then, yeah. Since then,
Called Ron to speak to you there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TRO, like I said, we all ended up having a lot of things going on with ourselves, like our lives, and we weren't able to make as much music as I wanted us to. But and there's still a time for that too, because I'm still TRO and I'm Tryplytz, now.
Yeah.
But anyways, I came back to Sioux City. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start putting more music out under War and Peace. Start doing more solo stuff. And it got a lot bigger than I expected it to. I don't know, just songs here and there. I think that I got more love than from like the locals and even people in the regional area than I expected. Because you don't really know how people are going to take on your music, because the beat might sound like shit, because I'm making my own beats too and stuff. So I don't know. But it turned out pretty good. I was doing more shows and trying to be try to do the 9-to-5 thing, work and all that shit, and trying to stay out of trouble. And we linked up along the way, and we got Tryplytz. The idea came about that way, and after hanging out and making music and shit, and I've been here since 2015-16, back in my hometown, Sioux City, and everything is just kind of just growing the way it's growing. And I'm taking whatever's coming,
No, yeah, that's definitely a good mindset to have, is like being open to whatever God or whatever you put your faith in, brings to you. One thing I did want to touch up on what you were saying there is, one thing you were talking about is when you did your first show and you say you got too fucked up at that show. That's a big thing, because I feel like a lot of youngins that are doing the rap game now, starting their first show or a couple first shows, they feel almost like it's the time to get lit is because we're at a show, you know what I mean? Yes. But the thing is that sometimes the best way to portray yourself is professional. Like, as this is your career, this is what you're passionate about, so don't put a poison in your stomach when you're trying to do the best work you can. Unless you can handle what you're doing, but I'm just saying, like, some people just, like, you can smoke weed, but then you're not your best self when you're smoking weed, or you're not your best rapping self when you're smoking weed, or, different things like that. Yes. So I think that's a really nice thing to say, and I feel like that's a really big thing that people need to consider when they are going to be performing at an event. Just something to be, mindful of, for sure.
You want to do your best.
You want to just, fucking rock your sock offs, because you don't know who's watching. Sino could be out there in the fucking crowd watching you. You know what I mean? But
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and transfer the conversation over to Sino. Sino, go ahead and wrap it up and tell me about how you started music as well. And I know we got interviews with Sino and stuff and content with Sino, so if you guys also want to tap in with that, more on the channel as well, and more on Sino's pages as well. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about how you started this.
For sure. Nastycollective, we appreciate you, as always.
Hey, good to see you, brother.
Always good time in here. Let me touch base on what they were saying a little bit too quick, because I hadn't even heard a lot of that shit, so I don't even know to hear that. Because, again, just based off the same thing we were talking about, we both came from so many different music, like, backgrounds.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. So let me tell you about mine. I probably talked about it a little bit last time I was here.
Definitely.
But, grew up, man, from down south. So I grew up in the church, you know what I mean? Like, 100% grew up in the church, singing, and, me and my brothers all grew up playing the drums, singing at church, being involved every way. Shout out to Miss Brenda Franklin, you already know, took care of me forever. Brenda Iverson, my mother. So, everything just started kind of like that. We had a very, very early love for music, singing with family, church, and then started, of course, singing in school and whatnot. So the music group kind of started happening with me, and my brothers actually started singing. I mean, they knew I could sing and stuff, but they were like making their own music. And then my brother didn't know I was actually writing too. So when he heard my song, he said, What you do? What you do? You're writing songs too? But I'm like, yeah, I'm writing songs. Yeah, man. And we be singing those songs. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, let's sing those songs. So we started working together, writing songs together, man. In Kansas, grew up in Arkansas, moved to Kansas. Started opening up for crazy people like Julio and Olivia from like G Unit was down there before. Who else did we do? Shaggy and Rick Rock. opened up for them, and there's tons of people I'm forgetting. South 65, so older country group. But yeah, anyway, long story short, we're doing a lot of stuff growing up as a group called, we had many names, of course, too, but the one that stuck around probably was Dynasty or Young World. But brothers, family, it was like some old like Temptations type shit. I'm talking about, oh, you know how to sing? Come on, man, you can go sing with us. So that's the kind of how we did it. A lot of different people coming in and out of our groups, you know. But at the end of the day, when that kind of fizzled out or we kind of stopped doing it all together, of course, I kept on going with my solo career. And my other brother, B. Smiley, he does music too. My other brother, B.I., does music too. My little brother, Christian, does music too. So just a family just deep into it. So that's kind of maybe a little bit different ways that we was brought up in the music. But yeah, since then, man, you guys already know, SIOUX has been my home for a while now. Since coming up from Lincoln, I had the scene down there pretty nice and on fire too from time to time in Lincoln before I came up here. And man, it's just like always, you know, doing it. It's one of those things that I feel like I'll ever really stop all the way because it's just too much fun and it's a lot of good shit happening. So I mean, when I can get together with these dudes and make even more music, become this sort of you know, super group that people can look up to or whatever you want to call it. You know, it just makes it that much more fun, man, and makes it just like your dreams can come true no matter what level you are or consider yourself to be and whatnot, man. Just never stop pursuing your dreams. Always have fun, and that's one of the most important things to me about doing music, man. But yeah, I ain't got much to say about it. Y'all know me, man. You know, I'm always putting on shows. Yeah, always trying to get like the kids involved. You know, trying to help out people. Got the homie Young Ocean for Saturday in the Park as well. I got him opening up before us. So, you know what I mean? Always do my best, man, to get everybody involved, having a good time. I ain't throwing out as much money as I did last time out there Saturday in the Park. So don't get expecting that. maybe not.
You know, one conversation to touch up on that there too is I was just talking to Rev a little bit ago about the responsibilities of what it entitles to be kind of an OG. You know what I mean? Especially in this kind of field that we're in. Because there's different ways that you can go about it. There's ways where you could be the OG where you just like stick to yourself a little bit, right. But then there's also ways of being an OG that you put other people on because you already know what you experience.
Exactly.
And I guess that's where kind of you're going with, especially with the Young Ocean as well here soon. So that's really nice to see for me personally because I feel like that's some pioneer shit, you know?
Right.
The whole point of living an experience in life is to pass it on and,
absolutely,
you know, and basically how they say, you walked so I can run, you know?
Right.
And right. I'm walking so then other fools can run. Like,
exactly.
And that's just, I think that's just the process of life there.
It's a blessing.
One thing I do want to ask you there on your story of your origin story of your superhero origin story there. You come out of a religious background as far as singing goes. Did you ever feel conflicted, you know, rapping or, you know, having these like hard bars where your background is more religious than, you know, someone else would?
Great question. Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, coming up doing music from church, you know, of course, I know my mother would love me to be a gospel singer, and I do still do gospel, and I'm still loving the Lord, you know what I mean? But, yeah, you know, it's just like, we all get caught up in the world where it's like, you know, it's what I lived. I'm not just saying shit that I just like thought of or that I saw somebody do. It's just shit that I lived. A lot of shit I don't even get into that I've been through, you know what I mean? But, I know at the end of the day, I say what I say and I mean what I mean, but I got a lot of music out there that's, teaching people a little bit more than, you know, the negative stuff. A lot of my music really is geared, especially on my solo shit, it's just geared towards just having a good time and, you know, just being happy with what you're doing and having a lot of goddamn fun with it, especially if some money's involved, there's money's involved, you know what I mean? But, you know, that, and again, like I said, we all come from different shit, man. So, hey, that shit get plenty of like, nah, quote that. Well, some money's involved, and some money's involved.
That's all right there.
That's what I'm telling you.
With some money's involved, banking's involved.
You already know, baby. So I mean, y'all know how it is. Like I said, like you said, man, I love that. That you recognize that the pioneer kind of there, because sometimes you don't realize when you're kind of like coming into that realm, or when you're looked upon like because you was quote unquote established, or you know what I mean, you got some clout or some pull with this and that, and it's good that that you don't abuse it. And I can never be that. I have a big family, you know what I mean. I'm used to showing love. I can never be that guy that's closed off, trying to hold some kid back that's got some skills. If you ain't no good, I'm sorry, I might not give you a lot of time. I might steer you in a better direction, or I might just, I don't know. I can't even quote. I can't even tell you what I might do. I don't have too many people knocking on my door that don't have skills. But if you got skills, man, I'm not gonna hold you back. I'm gonna show you what I did, or I'm gonna try to help you do better.
Because there's definitely a level to where it's like, if you're not helping yourself, why the fuck should I help you? Right. At the end of the day, that's the honest truth. Because you could take the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. You know what I mean? That's all up to him, but or her. But I feel like, being in the industry and seeing all this stuff, you don't get to see much people like you, because if we were to have a ladies' night, they can call you up and you can be very versatile when it comes to shit like that. Like, you're almost like the Tupac kind of thing, where Tupac can make the music for the ladies and then have the fucking homies want the ladies and then come through for the music as well. You know what I mean? And I'm not too sure many other rappers that have some shit where you can make some babies too. So
hey, and again, what I appreciate that, and that goes back to kind of that R&B, that church, gospel feel. You know what I mean? I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
That's love right there.
So, bringing all three acts, bringing all three origins together, you have such a powerful team here. And when you look at people like Seven Squad, where they're, squatted up as well, they say almost the same things as you guys, where they're playing off of each other. They're playing off of each other's energy to build what they got going on already by themselves. So it's really nice to see. It's really refreshing to see, like, we have another group, the fucking Gutter Collective. Shout out all these groups that we're naming. It's nice to see, like, the motion of all this coming together in the community. And if you ask Crisis, shout out Crisis, he say it's Motionville. So to end off the podcast here, I want to go ahead and get some advice from all three of you individually, because I feel like we have a powerhouse in here, man. And if we don't get advice from y'all, what the fuck are we doing? But let's go ahead and start with the man, Sino, man. Go ahead and give the folks a little bit of advice, final thoughts that you got going on.
For sure. On so many different levels I can speak, but on a music level, everybody that's doing their thing, man, good shit, don't stop, keep grinding. You know what I mean? Life is short. It is. People always say that shit. Everybody think they're gonna live forever, man. Y'all can see right now the way that this world is, the things that's going on, man. Life is short. So make your decisions last. Make them strong. Make them smart. You don't want to end your shit short, because tomorrow could be the day. You know what I'm saying? So don't put things off. Keep on grinding, but be smart about it. Don't do stupid shit that's gonna get yourself in a situation where you can't get out of it. That's my biggest advice to any people doing music, up and coming. I think I do pretty good at doing what I'm doing, and not staying out of people's way. But at the same time, like, I don't have to necessarily butt heads with anybody either, because hey, it is what it is when it comes to me. 100%. They don't call me C-No for nothing. But and to everybody else out there looking, man, we appreciate y'all, fans, people in general. Keep your head up. Life is good, even if it ain't. It could be worse. Never forget that, man. That's all I can say to y'all, man. Take care of your family, take care of your people, and treat people right, man. And we gonna fucking win. That's all I got. Yeah.
How about you, Warren?
I literally was going to get the same advice.
When he said
Well, he said I second that one. They let me go first.
Basically along the same lines. Life is short, and I think that every single decision we make and even thought we have, is way more powerful than we give it credit to. And the energy we put out, and the vibes we put out, and the words we put out have way much more energy than we might understand. So I'm living with that, and I think you guys should too, because when you want to work well with others, and also understand that in the bigger picture that things don't have to be that serious. We're here to take care of our family and ourselves and have fun and get closer to I don't know, whatever you want to call it, you know. But so my advice is keep grinding and never give up. I know it sounds cliche, but that's the truth. Don't give up, because a lot of people that want to give up are stuck in a certain mind frame, and that's programmed right there. This is negative, you know. There's ways that you can get out of that, and that goes for anybody that is going through anything. There's you can become yourself, and you will if you actually understand that. So that's it. Oh, one more thing about my whole origin story. There's so many shows and like names, like awesome people that have came along my journey, that have like included me in the awesome things that they did, you know, such as Rev and Nice Enough and Ebola, and there's so many names. So I'm sorry if I'm forgetting names. There's a lot of names, and I feel like I'm gonna have to like start like researching some shit, because so much going on in life that it's hard for me to keep track of a lot of the things, you know.
You'll have another chance to do that.
Yeah, we gotta give you a break, because you know, you did have like 20 minutes to explain your whole life, so you definitely would have, you know. There's a lot of shit there, man. There's a lot of, you know, accomplishments and shit going on, so you know, definitely we'll need some more time for that shit. But TJ, what about yourself, man?
Yeah, I want to shout out everybody I didn't shout out, you know. Big shout out to them. You know, I've been through a lot of crazy shit, you know, gone blind. There's a lot of people that have been there for me that, you know, I would love to just give a hug or say thank you to. That, you know, sometimes it's hard, paths go different ways, things happen, things change. Sometimes you plan your life out, but, you know, sometimes things don't go the way you planned them. And sometimes you got to adapt. You got to adapt to the situation that you're given, because things ain't perfect. And I thought it was perfect, and then next thing you know, it's not perfect. But you know what? You got to make the best of every day, because every day is not given. You know, you got to wake up and go through it and hope that you wake up the next day. But, you know, I'm very blessed that I'm here today, and I get to work with these talented musicians. And I hope I get to keep working with them further than this, and not just them. I hope I get to work with other people too that are talented. I'm super thankful that I got to do that. And you know, just keep pushing, even when you don't want to push no more. Though that's the main thing, because every day is hard. I get it. So if you ever need somebody to reach out to, my inbox is always open. I'm a busy guy. I'm a dad. I'm a musician. I'm a group man too, apparently too. So obviously, you know, so I'm a multi-man here. So I'm gonna do everything I can. Just reach out, and I'll do everything I can to hit back, because I know it's hard. You know what I mean? So keep pushing.
Yep.
Pushing.
There you go for all of us. You already know.
You know, it's very cliche when people say like it could be worse. And sometimes that's a great way to think, and sometimes it's not the greatest way to think as well, because it's like you're always reminding yourself constantly of like bad shit, you know?
Yeah.
But I also like hearing your story, TJ, specifically, and hearing like Rap talk about his story, bro. Like, whoo, man. Like, me personally, dog, I will say I'm the first one to say, bro, I am very ungrateful for my life. I'm 100%. Like, I want to be grateful, and I feel like that's the mission to work towards, you know, getting that mindset to be like every day, God bless, you know, or whatever you put your faith in. But just like how you said, everything can switch up in a moment's notice. But the biggest thing about that is being able to be adaptive to your environment, the situations, the circumstances that you're being put in. It's not what happens to you that makes you who you are. It's what you do after that, what you do from that situation, from that problem, how you handle yourself after that goes on. And I just do it, man. Hell yeah.
Man, and I gotta give a shout out to somebody too. A couple of people here really good. I went to the park for the blind, being blind, not knowing anybody there, and there was this girl. Man, I probably shouldn't say her name. She was in a wheelchair. She was blind. And she was, I think she had a hearing impairment too.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I tell you what, that girl every day, bro, she woke up always in a good mood. I went downstairs to like, start my day off, and there she was, living her best life, bro. And I was just kind of mad at the world at the point, and dude, she was there in a great mood. I'm like, what am I mad about? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I'm here. You know what I mean? So shout out to her. Maybe if I get the permission to say her name, I'll say that at some point.
Yeah.
And shout out to Glory for helping me out through all this crazy times and stuff. So yeah, and my friends and family. So bro,
I drove. So
shout to Cena for driving. Yeah, definitely won't be here without driving.
Cena doing the most.
I tried to drive and he wouldn't let me. I don't know what's going on. Discrimination.
We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that one.
Hey man, but
thank you, Nancy, too.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. Thank y'all for coming through for real, Nipsey. R.I.P. Nipsey. We got Nipsey on the wall up there too. You see on the, but it's gonna be different when you look at him up there.
I know, I can see that.
It's like Mac Miller's
From down here, Mac Miller's like blazing on me.
It's like a little poster that changes as you like change your perspective on it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I see that, and I see him up there.
Hell yeah, Tanner over there. Shout out. But with all that being said, man, for real, like, what else can you say besides just be grateful? Be grateful, be humble about your situations, and live your life, bro. Again, your mentality, I feel like, is the biggest thing that you have towards you. If you're straight mentally, then everything else will follow suit. And with that being said, brother, this is the Nastycollective podcast, man. Finish another one without fucking up. We're still here, man. And with that being said, we out.
We out.
Trips.
Dose.